How's it going, everyone? This is MOS Tricks, and today we're starting a new series called Eternity Arc, where we take a look at top 500 players to see what makes them so good at Marvel Rivals. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at a top 500 PSYLOCKE by the name of Unit, and I want to point out how well they play as a team player. First things first is jumping up on height on the Iron Fist. You're going to notice very frequently that Unit is going to be covering the flank and also trying to get final hits so frequently with PSYLOCKE. You'll notice whenever a player happens to get very weak on the opposing team, he is getting in the mix and trying to get that burn down so we can get a pick just like this and then be able to push up. Also, a lot of peeling as well too. Right off rip here, notice how when there's somebody in the back line, he's not pushing up and getting overly aggressive for just his own gameplay or his own kills. Once again, assisting in a player who just got grabbed by the Wolverine and getting the pick. Everybody focusing on that player and helping clean them up, and rather than being a greedy PSYLOCKE, which a lot of players like to be because he has so much mobility and damage output, he's playing as a team player. So this is number one thing that we can take away, of course, is peeling for the back line and also trying to keep your team safe. When you can do so much damage with PSYLOCKE, it's very easy to, like I said, get aggressive and try to get kills that are just for yourself, taking 1v1s. But right there, assisting and taking down the thing, now pushing up, taking out the PSYLOCKE, and then now doing his part with the ultimate and cleaning up about 4 kills right there. But notice, he was not on the other side of the world trying to fight whoever he wants. Right here, making a good decision once again, coming back to the team and trying to regroup. Notice here as we're regrouping that Unit actually goes up on height because he definitely got a call out that somebody is over here. Like I had mentioned at the beginning of the gameplay as well too, is that it's his job to cover the flank or be the anti-flank. They have a Iron Fist in the back line over here, so we're going to be playing back and just trying to push him away. Enemy PSYLOCKE ulting. Also, Invisible Woman ulting, and I like the trust here. She puts her ult down, and then Unit walks into the Invisible Woman ult and stays alive, rather than getting scared and backing up and abandoning the team. Getting a pick on the Strange as well too, able to push up on the Magneto, trying to get some overwhelming pressure on the Magneto. We had the Bucky try to go for an ult, but unfortunately I think he missed, so he's going to have to back up here. But notice how much Unit is playing in the mix, kind of like a ball comp here, rather than just disappearing into the shadows. As I say, the Magneto popping ult and she goes invisible, of course. But here, taking down the Magneto as well, and now trying to burn down the enemy Strange. There goes the dagger, and we have a little bit of advantage here with the missing a healer. We're trying to stay safe. Once again, notice locking onto that Iron Fist is trying to keep him out and away from his healers and away from his team. Just chasing him around. This is one of the things too, you see a lot of PSYLOCKEs, if they're on their own side quests, situations like this could be going terribly wrong for the rest of the team. So instead of saying, I want to go into the enemy backline and do whatever I want, I'm going to make sure that the enemy Iron Fist is not jumping on our healers. So chasing him all over the world here. We hear the enemy dagger popping ult, so we're gonna be waiting for a second. Unit does have his ult here. He goes a big Agamotto, trying to get the burn down on the healers. There goes the ult there while everybody's frozen, forcing out the Invisible Woman ult, but still getting the dagger. Unfortunately, gonna be losing a couple players on the team right there. So, gonna try to regroup. Unfortunately, getting pulled, just trying to get away. This is a scary situation, stuck in the corner, unfortunately going to get overwhelmed. But you notice there that as soon as the team went down, he did try to back up and regroup. Unfortunately, he did get caught, so they're gonna have to reset. And this is something important that I want to point out, is that Unit had a plan, and he actually did execute it, going for the flank and taking down the healer. But unfortunately, the enemy Strange landed a good Agamotto and forced our team into a reset situation. As I say, we gotta get out of here for a second. We have the enemy PSYLOCKE kind of popping off on our Strange, so we're gonna have to try and do our best here, popping ult, trying to go ult for ult there, going to get the dagger. Now, gonna find ourselves on the wrong side of town here. Gonna have to reset with the health pack. Potentially go for the 1v1. Let's see what happens here. Tries to get a full combo there. We do have the Invisible Woman ult and the Rocka ult popping. And notice he was able to get one of the healers with the ult, and then after that, immediately trying to regroup with the team. Because even at the highest level of play, when we have players who can do combos like that, they still have to play very close to the team rather than just going off into Narnia. I do like this play here, playing close to the Strange. Unfortunately, he got pushed right back. Playing in the pocket of your tank, being able to use essentially a shotgun over their shoulder or off the side of their hip and mirror what your Strange or your tanks are doing to try and give them the extra little burn down against the enemy tanks. Here comes the Iron Fist, and once again trying to go back to put some damage on him to try and shut him down a little bit. But we see, and this is a good thing here, actually abandoning the Iron Fist defense to try and help out with the Bucky, who is going crazy right now. Notice how many kills that Unit is trying to clean up to ensure that the Bucky gets the most out of his ult. He still has the reset. Gonna get the reset again, and this is going to turn into potentially a 6-piece. It is going to be a 6-piece just like that. coming out from the Bucky, but notice how Unith said, you know what? There's more value for me here to try and clean up these kills rather than try to go on a side quest, because if the Bucky can continuously get that reset, there's so much value out of getting a full ace. So notice, he said, you know what? I'm gonna try and help her get these kills, shut everybody down, and our team's gonna get a huge opportunity just like this, a massive Agamotto coming out, and have a chance to push up and fight the enemy team after a full reset, or even after the fact they had no healers. So here we are convincingly pushing up onto the point. That a Venom there for a second, just trying to do whatever they possibly could, but Unith able to solidify 3 points on the board. But now here we are on defense, and there's some very special things, some very heads up plays that Unith actually does here. So we hear the portal behind us, we got a Starlord on top, just getting absolutely obliterated, getting ear-holed there, he had no idea. Going to go down, probably gonna get forced off right here. We see a enemy Human Torch, and this is a side quest that I love right here. Deleting the enemy Torch off of height, obviously he's a flying character, off of the top there on the main choke, and then going back to the team there, because if that Human Torch is left unchecked, he just rains so much firepower down, and even if he doesn't get a kill, he's going to get his ult very quickly as the whole team has their back turned. So, playing as a support DPS in that situation, they're saying, I have to take a very tough fight here, as PSYLOCKE obviously can't fly, but using his dashes to perfection to try and push the Human Torch back and get that kill very quickly. Now, just trying to shove everybody back here in the choke, getting as much damage as possible, trying to get the ult charge up. There comes the Iron Fist. Unfortunately, he's going to get the health pack. It almost goes down right here. Not going to chase up on height though, but here, once again, notice, the tunnel vision right here on the Human Torch to say, I'm not gonna let you get your ult for free and just shoot everybody in the back. So instead, I'm gonna take the side quest once again, and buddy, you're gonna go down just like that. Notice the teamwork saying, I have to take the hardest fights, and just like that, actually allowing and helping the rest of the team rather than saying, I wanna shoot into a crowd and try and get 4 kills or 5 kills where it's easy to get my kills. I'm going to use the character's utility to help the team as much as possible. And then from there, getting the ult charge, shutting down the Human Torch, and then able to use his ult on the point and get a couple kills in the process. Unfortunately though, as I say it, going to go down unfortunately, but I want to point out that Unith did his part. He did a lot of things correctly, especially with shutting down the Human Torch. Notice now that the Human Torch is at 51% ult and climbing quickly, but I will say that had he been unchecked, there's a chance that the Human Torch gets his ult early and starts blasting everybody off the point. It looks like they're going to try and fight for this here, or at least try and touch. Unith does happen to touch, and the Invisible Woman does get on point for a second, but gets overwhelmed, unfortunately. Once again, willing to sacrifice his life to try and put the team first. That's something that a lot of players don't do. And I'm not saying that you want to die on purpose, but there are definitely times where you do want to try and die on cart or die on point to give your team an opportunity to try and fight for it, especially if a tank or a healer is right there. Unfortunately, going to get forced back, a huge 3-piece coming up from the enemy Starlord as well too. So I'm gonna have to back up. Still just looking for the enemy Iron Fist, but we're gonna be backing up here and just regrouping, waiting for them to push up right here, waiting for the rest of our team. We're gonna be trying to take height right here. Once again, our mission in life is to try and shut down the Human Torch, Iron Fist, and Starlord if it's possible. But Human Torch is gonna be the #1 for us. So notice the tunnel vision here, even while being blinded, just trying to put shots on the Human Torch, and this is what we don't want to have happen. So looking for the Human Torch. Notice Unith taking it upon himself to say, you know what? Someone has to shut this guy down. I gotta get in his back pocket, on his face, and try to get rid of him before he puts on too much damage. Able to shut him down right there. But unfortunately, Agamotto blasting from the enemy team, and we're gonna be losing Rocket and Bucky. So a little bit of a scary situation here. Most likely going to be giving up this point, only 26 meters. Here comes the ult. Once again, blasting ult to try and do whatever he possibly can to help his team, rather than say, you know what, I'm going to wait till a good time where I can definitely get a ton of value out of this for me. He's more invested in winning the game. Notice the very hard fights that he's been taking. You have to back up 1 health, literally at 1 HP there. There's people that say someone's at 1 HP. That was actually 1 HP right there. Invisible Woman popping her ult, but actually getting slammed from the amplifier from Rocket. He's trying to put some damage onto the Strange. And notice, like I had mentioned, if he just stood on point and allowed the Human Torch to use his ult, there's a chance that they get this point for free. As I say, I'm fighting the Namor here, kind of in a scary spot. Let's see if we can get the cleanup. Absolutely can. Gonna be backing up to the team though, gotta be careful. So gonna be taking a bit of a side quest here. Strapping around, gonna probably get the health pack. Also getting chased by Starlord, not a great place to be, but after having the health pack, have an opportunity to try and take this fight. I don't mind this fight because he had the health pack. We saw that the Starlord was getting healed as well by the dagger, so he just backs up and is able to stay safe and regroup. We have somebody on high, we have somebody behind us. Notice, playing so far back. I don't think basically at all on defense here, Unith has not gone for a single flank because he just wants to get kills and trying to shove the team back. He's playing optimally. He's playing in the way that has to be played to keep his team in a very prime position. Able to push up once they have the man advantage. Gonna get the kill or help get the burn down with the Magneto on the Namor. Gonna get healed up and just reset. And something else that I really want to point out too about how Unith plays at a very high level is that he has so much focus. He's staying tunnel visioned on the task at hand. Who is the biggest threat that he can actually try and take down himself? And that's what he's gonna try and do. Right here we have the Star-Lord though popping all, so not a lot you can really do about that, but able to get a lot of value out of the flank, getting the combo, and then also popping the ult, taking up the Iron Fist. And now the Star-Lord is all for naught, not really getting too much value, even if after getting the ult. Most likely going to go down here in a matter of seconds to see if we can get the chase. We absolutely can, and just like that, forcing everybody back. A very smart play once again there too, is to try and stay safe and find the players who were out of position. He was able to take down, I think it was the Dagger first or the Invisible Woman first, even though the Star-Lord was ulting, and then after that, even though the Star-Lord was trying to get as much value as he could, not really too much turned out, not much of a conversion actually happened off of that. And now we're setting up for what looks like the last team fight of the game. Only 40 seconds left right here. Gonna get a solid combo on the Namor, also getting the cleanup with the help of the Thing. We hear the Iron Fist behind and PSYLOCKE, so Unith doing the smart play here and jumping down. Gonna get a good combo on the enemy PSYLOCKE, just diffing them right there. But notice it's a very smart play to not allow yourself to get focused. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna try and hold my ground here, keep the height and fight and see what I can do to get these kills. Instead of going down right there, just backing off, resetting, staying close to the team, and now having a chance to roll the enemy team. Only 10 seconds left, get another kill on the Dagger. It's most likely going to be curtains right there, everybody falling. Star-Lord on the wrong side of town getting slam jammed. And as time is going to expire, just like that, Unith and the boys are going to take the dub in a 3-1 fashion. So what can we take away from this? Unith being the MVP, dropping 48 kills and only having 4 deaths. He didn't do this by being a kill whore and going off on side quests and doing whatever he wanted to do and running around the map. Instead, he stuck with his team and he noticed when his team was in danger, he backed up and protected them. When his team was using their ults, like when the Bucky was using ult on offense, he stuck near the Bucky and tried to finish up the kill so that the Bucky would be able to get as much value as possible. And because of that, Bucky actually got a 6-piece, which helped solidify the offense getting 3 points. And guys, I'd really appreciate it if you let me know what your thoughts are on this style of video. This is our first time doing a more analytical breakdown of a top 500 player, and I would love to know your thoughts on this moving forward. Truthfully, the goal with these videos is to help you guys take away tips so that you yourselves can hit eternity or even top 500 with your characters. So please let me know what you think down in the comments below. Once again, this is MOS Tricks saying thanks for watching the video and have a great rest of your day.